You will never know this, but I sing the intro music in the background, and I sing it so out of tune that you will never get to hear it. Good morning, everyone. It is Coffee and Headlines once again. Today is Tuesday, August 30th. The month is almost over, but what are we going to do? We're going to do what we always do, which is to share headlines and stories about our city, about our country, about our state. We're going to take a look at your comments, your ideas, your suggestions, the things that you're curious about as they relate to Puerto Vallarta in Mexico. And we're going to combine all that stuff so that we can be better connected as a community of English-speaking locals living here in Puerto Vallarta. How's that for a variation on our intro? It is a pleasure to see you always. And today, as we always do, we're going to encourage those of you that are watching for the first time to let us know that you're watching live for the first time. You can do that by writing the word new in your comment. We'll be so very happy to give you a nice little welcome. And if you have something truly important that you wish to share with us today, it helps a great deal if you add a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment. Today, we have a crazy variety of all kinds of things to share with you, from a closer look at the new airport terminal and what that'll mean to Puerto Vallarta once it's constructed, once it's finished. We take a closer look at President López Obrador's intentions with the time change and the elimination of daylight savings. We address the needs of a specific member of our cluster who's looking for Spanish conversation lesson buddies. We touch base on the crazy gardens that this man, Edward James, built in Gilitla, a small town in San Luis Potosí. And we get to meet a very, very nasty lady, now known as Lady Dea. Oh my God, did she get ugly? She got so fugly, it's not even funny. Fugly, fugly. And of course, you requested it, and so we're going to have a show and tell of some of the wonderful things that I saw for sale at the Hecho, Mano bazaar this past Sunday at Captain Dunn's. So let's get us started by pushing the button. Yes. So as we mentioned last week, construction of a brand new terminal at the Puerto Vallarta's International Airport began yesterday with a surface of 62,000 square meters. The new terminal will be able to move as many as 20 million passengers, 4 times as many as the current 5 million. That's a lot of people. It is anticipated that the terminal will be ready by 2024. And I was actually curious about the artist rendering that has been shown by local media outlets when referring to this project. So I went looking for a high-resolution version of it, and I found it in the website of the architectural firm responsible for the building or the construction of this new terminal. And if you look at this photograph, you can see how the current terminal is over here. And the new terminal is this monstrosity, and I don't mean that in a uncomplimentary way, this ginormous building. So it is unclear whether this will be the only terminal or whether you'll be able to go from this terminal to that terminal through the airport or whether you have to do it by a different entrance. But it looks like a really ambitious project, and it'll be great. It'll be great when it's finished. Take that, Nayarit, and your ideas to create a fabulous airport in Tepic so that folks that want to go to Punta Mita can spend 2 hours on the road to get to their destination. Moving right along, we know that Mexico President Andrés López Obrador is getting rid of daylight savings in Mexico, but apparently he's not stopping there. He wants to unify the clock for the entire country. When we look at Mexico in the context of the internationally recognized time zones, our country is actually spread out through 4 of them. So if López Obrador has his way, there will only be one time zone in Mexico, no matter where you are, with the only exception, of course, the border stretch that is adjoining to the United States, where time zone would be continued to be honored just for commerce purposes. However, this article also points out that the United States has also approved an initiative to get rid of daylight savings north of the border as well, and that this could come into effect in September of last year. And that's what we have for formal news. We have a lot of chit-chatty stuff coming up after the weather break. It is cloudy. That's what all my best weather data sources are saying. That's what Snarky Weather has to say. It is 26 degrees right now, feels like 29. Humidity is higher than yesterday at 82%. Not that it makes that much of a difference between 75 and 82%, at least not to me. And our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 79. Our weather forecast says heavy rain and humidity throughout the day, with a high of 30 and a low of 25. Tomorrow, Wednesday, rain in the afternoon and evening with a high of 32 and a low of 25. And rain in the evening on Thursday with a high of 32 and a low of 24. And that's our weather forecast for today. I don't know about the numbers. I still feel that I'm schwitzing all the time. And yesterday, I had errands to run in Emiliano Zapata, and I posted a photograph of me sitting on the bus. Of course, we had just announced that Governor Alfaro said it's now expected that the city bus company will turn the air conditioning on in all their units. And of course, there was no air conditioning in the morning bus. And then I took the bus in the afternoon to come back home, and there was no air conditioning there either. So we are going to continue to be amused by all the things that our bus company says to us that are going to happen. Meanwhile, I will turn my little virtual fan on just to keep you entertained. Moving right along, we have other news that I want to share. Of course, this speaks for itself. A cluster member, Colleen Ferris, reached out to me saying, "Hola Paco, I was wondering if you could mention something in your broadcast this week. American English Tree in Versalles has a free Spanish conversation group from noon to 1:30 every Friday. I want to learn to speak the language, but I don't have many chances to practice with real people. I was the only one in class, and it was my first classmate. Maybe there are a few in the cluster who also want to learn, and here is a link to the website." So, of course, we want to share this because, of course, we want you to learn Spanish, and we want you to connect with one another and connect with other sources. So I'm going to leave the website for this school, the American English Tree Language School, which is just down the street from where I live, in case you want to go and learn Spanish there. And you can join Colleen this coming Friday. Now, in case you didn't know it, there is a town called Gilitla in the state of San Luis Potosí in central Mexico. And in this town, an English artist by the name of Edward James, the late Edward James, established the Las Posas Garden, which is set in a rainforest and features towering surrealist sculptures amid pools and waterfalls. It's definitely been in my bucket list as one of the places that I would like to visit at some point. And a couple of days ago, I came across this article published in Mexico News Daily that asks the question, was Edward James's creation art or egocentrism? It's an interesting article, and since it's in English, I thought you might appreciate it in case you're not familiar with the gardens at Gilitla, Las Posas. It looks like a fantabulous place to visit just out of Lord of the Rings or some place like that. And now, oh dear, Lady Dea. She's evil. I am so fucking scared of her. It's not even funny. Just a few days ago, this gal went into a Santander branch in the city of Piedras Negras, Coahuila, to hope that the bank would be able to break a 5,000 peso bill into 20 peso bills. So when the bank told her that they didn't have enough 20 peso bills, but that they would gladly change her large bill for 50s, she got ugly. And I mean, I saw the video and she made me blush. She made me blush ugly. With nasty words and nasty actions, she threw computers around and stuff. And in the midst of it all, Lady Dea threatened everyone because, of course, she claimed that she works for the DEA or DEA or the Drug Enforcement Agency from the United States. Needless to say, poor thing deleted all her social media accounts, but Lady Dea has been identified by name, and the bank has reached out to the Attorney General's office in Piedras Negras for prosecution. Of course, I will share a video of her ugliness for you to enjoy on your own. But in the meantime, let's have a look at how the internet has responded in kind. Here is the Lady Dea and The Simpsons. And here is Lady Dea and Breaking Bad. And here's Lady Dea and the Dea. So, again, for those of you that don't know, we do mention lords and ladies in Mexico when they get ugly because they're amusing to watch. We don't use the K word as it is used north of the border. Here we call them lord and lady. Before we move on to our show and tell, I want to do something that I forgot to do yesterday. You asked to find out more about what is the Facebook page for Hot Fish and Chicks, which is a new restaurant venture by Gina Hendricks of Whiskey Kitchen. It's really not a restaurant. It's a very small eatery, but it's air conditioned, and we love that. So we are going to be sharing that in the show notes so that you can have it at your disposal. And now, as request, oh, I have one more. Yes, of course, Mexico's Profeco, or Consumer Protection Agency, is now going after junk food with a list of the worst offenders. Now, I'm guilty as charged as I shop for this stuff fairly frequently. So if you want to see the worst offenders, feel free to browse the article, which of course will be included in the show notes today. And now, by request, you may recall, let me get rid of that because it's making me, no, not that, this. No, not that. I'm trying to get rid of the fan because it's making me giggle. There you go. As you know, this past Sunday, I had my first chance to see the wonderful work that the organizers of Hecho, Mano, or Handmade PV have been doing. They've been gathering at different restaurants, primarily in the Cinco de Diciembre area, where they bring together handcrafters from the area that sell their goods at this particular event. And I went to the one this past Sunday. It was great to meet the people in charge of this wonderful venture. Yesterday, I asked you if you wanted to see some of the things that I saw there. And you said yes. So now I am going to show them to you. They are right after this. And of course, I got there, and there was this lovely little lady asking for donations, which was fun to acknowledge. I purchased a little rock that she painted. Well, I exchanged the little rock for a donation. Here is my new friend King Midas of Yoxolotl Art. He is a tie-dye artist who turned out to be absolutely delightful. It is his partner who is in charge of the market. And of course, I ran into the jolly fellows that sell Dixicles. And yes, Dixicles are exactly what it sounds like. It's popsicles shaped like a penis. So if you need to practice and you want to stay cool, maybe what you need in your life is a Dixicle. There's also jewelry. There was jewelry of all kinds. I sew crochet and I got all excited about that. And of course, I try to take photos of the people that were there. I will say that one of the challenges with this particular venue, this was Captain Don's, an eatery, a bar, live music venue in Cinco de Diciembre. One of the challenges here is that it is a dark venue. It is dark in there. So I'm grateful for the little minions that live inside of my camera that allowed me to take well lit photographs of some of the things that I saw. These are macrame earrings that were absolutely beautiful earrings and pendants. They were so cool. And here is the creator of such beautiful items. Of course, my favorite local musicians, Control M, Maeve, and Emilio, were there to play some of their music. And the more I listen to them, the more I love what they do. They are just truly amazing. There was this lady selling Mexican chingaderas to eat, and I don't know if a better way to refer to them. This thing that is becoming such a fad of opening bags of Doritos and potato chips and whatnot, and just throwing salsas and other stuff inside of them. And I think Gina is going to be serving some of those at her new place. She told me the other day. And then there was this gal that was painting Catrinas, and I thought her work was absolutely beautiful. She had a lot of work in progress, but these are paper mache Catrinas, and I love the care with which she was applying the paint in them. Then I met this really fun gal that sells packages of candles that can be burnt in water. And then this is her. We conversed for a long time. Maybe I took a lot of photos of her stuff because I am a plant murderer. But she has these Japanese contraptions in which the plant lives inside of some kind of a netting. And when it's time to watering, all you have to do is dunk this thing in water. And I suppose you have to wait for it to dry out so that you can put it on display again. But they were really cool. She also had these mini terrariums. I don't even know if that's what you call them in English. In Spanish, we call these terrarios, they were adorable. They came in different sizes. Some of them were itty bitty small. More earrings, handmade, which were a lot of fun, a lot of jewelry, and a lot of people that were really, really happy to sell their craft. There was also this young kid, he was maybe 17 or 18, that was selling his illustrations to raise money to go to school. And it was so much fun to see his work. This is not it. This is the work of another illustrator. And then there was this gal that was selling stickers and decals and all kinds of things. And this man who was doing these tables made out of rescued large pieces of wood. Beautiful, beautiful work. Coffee tables in all kinds of odd shapes. So it was a lot of fun to go to this place. And of course, here is the family responsible for this adventure. This is King Midas on the left, or that is the name that he uses on Facebook. We have Lucy, the organizer, in the middle, and their little daughter. So it was a lot of fun to hang out with them and take a look at all their offerings. And I know that they have been doing monthly gatherings, so I anticipate that Hecho a Mano will do another monthly gathering, and they will announce it in the near future. In the meantime, I suggest you choose to follow them on Facebook, because Lucy has been really awesome at sharing posts about the different exhibitors through the month, so you can get a good idea of what you can find there. So that's what I saw, and it was fun. I would go again, and I certainly will. Now, let's turn over to your comments just to see what you guys are up to. Lots of good mornings from nearby Amapas to not so near Nebraska. It is always a pleasure to see everyone wherever you are. Let's see what you guys are up to. Looking for cues or sexy comments. Let's see. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Lots of good mornings. Fugly is perfect. I love Fugly. Fugly is popular here in the house. Ashley says, "Good morning, Paco. I can't wait for that terminal to be finished. It will help a lot at the airport, I think. I haven't been in a plane in such a long time. I don't know that it will make a big difference in my life, but I hear you. For people that fly in and out all the time, it is important. I always found it ironic that they call it a terminal. It seems so final. Never thought about that, but that's something that I'll be thinking about later on when I make more brownies. Let's see. Nice. I heard the crocodiles are planning to offer piggyback rides between the two terminals. That is a funny comment, given the fact that, yes, the airport is located right in the middle of crocodile territory. So we'll have to see what that is about. Spencer asks, last year or this year? And Paco answers, last year or this year what? Let's see what else we have. Gosh, you are all very chatty today, which is lovely. Michael says, don't touch my Doritos Profeco. I hear you. I have a couple of brands that I swear by, and I don't care if they kill me. I'm going to continue to consume them. Nice. Penis pops are the one-time people look forward to being given the shaft. Raymond, you have some competition here. There's a punny lady in the house. Will Hecho a Mano keep on going, or will it stop once high season returns? You know, Sheila, that is a great question for Hecho a Mano. So you're going to have access to their Facebook page at the end of the broadcast. You can reach them directly and ask that very important question. Let's see. Dana Douglas, love the plans. Where will they be in the future? Again, it's a matter of following them on Facebook. You will have the link right after the broadcast. Let's see what else. Dana asks, what's the Facebook page name of the market, folks? Again, you will see it on the Facebook, on the show notes after the broadcast. That's what we always do. And this, of course, brings us to the end of today's broadcast. As always, it is a pleasure to connect with you. It is a pleasure to put together the show notes so that you can actually answer half of your questions by taking a look at the show notes after the end of the broadcast. And today is no exception. As soon as we push the "We're done" button, we are going to produce the show notes so you can find answers to your questions that I am not able to answer on the fly. In the meantime, stay happy, stay kind, find popsicles. that fit your mouth and use them accordingly. I'll see you soon.